I bid you a warm welcome to yet another interesting episode of your favorite TV show, Wavesplus. Today on Wavesplus, I have with me in the studio the former chairman of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Olalekan Oba. It's a good thing that he has just recently been appointed by the Lagos State Governor, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, as a senior special assistant to the governor on social development. I have brought him to the studio to share questions and experiences of how well he's been doing in his youth leadership career. Please welcome with me Biliamin Olalekan Oba. How are you, my brother?
All right, thank you so much, and it's nice to be here.
It's nice to have you too.
Yeah, same here.
I have been looking at you from afar, and I'm like, one day I will drag this guy to the studio.
Thank you.
And today is the appointed day.
It's a big pleasure, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. How does it feel like to be appointed a senior special assistant to the governor on social development? Let me start with that.
Thank you very much. I think for me, we must start by commending Mr. Governor.
Yeah.
Because when you look at Mr. Governor's cabinet, we have a lot of young people that have been given the opportunity to bring their talent, their creativity, their innovative touch to enhance and ensure that the team's was agenda of Mr. Governor is really implemented the way we should. And for me, it's a call to service. And I also see it as a rare privilege because we have a lot of better young people out there who I can say are even much more better than me. So for me to be considered by Mr. Governor is also a sort of test to see how far one can go to further add value to the growth of this state. And I haven't served as the immediate past chairman of the National Council of Nigeria in Lagos State. I think it's also a way for me to continue to actually serve in my own capacity.
Wow, that's actually huge to have you as the immediate past chairman of NYCN and now SSA to the governor of social development. Let me ask you, I know was it 4 years that you served or 6 years?
Yeah, 4 years.
You served for 4 years?
Yes.
2 consecutive terms?
No, just one time.
Oh, one time. So it's one term of 4 years?
Yes.
What was the experience like being the chairman of the NYCN?
I didn't see that coming, but I think one thing that I can say is that it's a wonderful experience because the Youth Council is a platform that nurtures young leaders to become great leaders.
Yeah.
And if truly you want to learn leadership as a young man, you want to learn the nitty-gritty of leadership and the things that you need to know as a young person before you aspire to be a great leader. The Youth Council is where to be. And the truth is, when we came on board as a Youth Council executives, the Oba-led administration, the first assignment that we had on our sleeves is to change the narratives of the council. Because before we came on board, there is a status and the public perception of what the Youth Council looks like. Everybody has their own interpretation of what Youth Council looks like there. So our mantra was to change the narratives, the public perception about the Youth Council. And let me say that practically, that was all we did. We spent the 4 years rebranding, changing the thoughts of the people, and giving the young people in Lagos State the hope that Youth Council is a platform for you to hold on to when it comes to true leadership and for you to experience leadership at the best. So what we did was just to change the narrative, and as regards how it looks like, everybody knows that every leadership position comes with its own challenges. I can't tell you that we didn't have our own challenges. Absolutely. We also had difficult times because when you're trying to change something, change is not something that happens overnight. And as a matter of fact, some people, they are comfortable with the way things are. So when you are now trying to bring in new things, it becomes, it's not something. But when you're strategic and you find a way to tell them, you understand, express it to them, convince them, show them that vision that you were saying. Because and also at some point, it's not every vision that you can explain to the next person.
Absolutely.
You understand? There's some visions that only you can see it.
Yeah.
And even explaining to that person might be a bit difficult. But the only you see is that if we don't find a way to nurture the NYCN the way we should, at the end of the day, that's like a platform that gives a voice to the young people. So we must ensure that it becomes solid. And today we've been able to build that foundation. The subsequent administration that came in after us, I believe they will do their own best too to ensure that that platform becomes a real-time a platform that actually nurtures young people to become great leaders.
Yeah. So now, from chairman in NYCN, you became senior special assistant to the government. I want to know, was that your first appointment? Have you been doing maybe school struggle? Were you part of any school struggle in the past? Have you been partaking in youthful activities? Because I think that you have a trajectory of going on the youth training, leadership, and all of those. Looking back, was there an experience of you making efforts maybe during school days, or it was just like, okay, let's start with the NYCN?
No, I've been, you see, the truth is that one thing about me is that wherever I find myself, I want to leave a lasting memory. I want to have value in my own little way.
Yeah.
And the truth is, part of my philosophy is that stop complaining. We should also think about solutions.
Right.
I understand that all of us, we all have aspirations, but our aspirations should be laced around having value. You understand? No matter how little it is, just ensure that you have value. So, as regards my undergraduate days, I was very actively involved in student unions. I studied at Bashir Polytechnic, and I was very actively involved in student unions. And after that, after my own ideology is this, when you participate in student struggle, we still have some of our colleagues who are still in the student struggle.
Absolutely.
But that's their own choice. When we left higher institution, then I spoke to some of my friends that we need to leave the student struggle to students. We are now in the category of the youth, and that was actually some of us left the union, student unionism, and migrated to the youth council. And the youth council is also a platform that helps nurture your young leaders. And you see, the truth is this: it's not as if that's the only thing that I do or that we do. Some of us will have everything that we do.
Absolutely.
But when you have your private life, you also need to have something that connects you to the society. And the reason is not far-fetched. Imagine you have a business that is flourishing, and you say that you're not interested in the wellness of that place where you implement or when your business resides. At the end of the day, someone can wake up tomorrow morning and decide some policies that will kick you out of business. Whether you like it or not, you have to accept it. So whether you like it or not, you also must be part of the effectiveness of how that society where you exist works. Because no matter how you want to place it, you must be part of it. And the truth is, we've seen the situation whereby those with ideas, they are always taking the back seat. They are not interested in participating. And at the end of the day, someone definitely is going to occupy that office. Someone is going to occupy that position. And if that person decides something tomorrow, that thing stays.
It stays.
It sticks. Yeah. So the point I'm trying to make is that the drive, why I've been personally involved in one way or the other in these struggles, in these activities and likes, was just to contribute my own quota, my own little way. Yoruba will say that I see there like bound, that's it.
Yeah.
So if you're not there, you can't say that what should we do or in that what should you. If I didn't have the opportunity to be the youth council chairman, we wouldn't have been able to put some things in place.
Yeah.
Today I can say that I can mention 5, 4, 10, 20 innovations, ideas, changes that we effected when we were there as the youth council executives, and the records are there. So if I chose to stay in the back seat, I'm not interested in the youth council activity, today what we are experiencing in the youth council, it won't be there. So there must be active participation, and not just participating, we must add value, and sincerity of purpose is also very critical.
Yeah.
You must be sincere in what you do. Just add value and be sincere in what you do.
So, thank you so much for those responses. I appreciate you. So that will lead to my next question. I would want to understand what growing up is like. What's like for you? Let's take it a little back to your background. What was it like? Growing up, what was it like for you?
Well, it's a great memory, and first and foremost, I must appreciate my parents for training us, myself and my other siblings, for giving us the right upbringing. And the truth is, I remember one time while I was in my secondary school, I did my primary school in Kaduna.
Okay.
I attended Umabuna Katab at Kaduna.
Okay.
So my family left Kaduna in 1999 during the crisis in Kaduna. So we had to return back to our hometown, which is Lagos. And I was enrolled at Olalekan Oba. And one of the memories I won't forget is when you are in secondary school and you start having some bad influence. I was mingling with some friends that had guys. You will call them Monili.
Yeah.
You understand? So I was actually mingling with them, and I later discovered that something is not right.
Yeah.
When I returned back to school, all my clothes are already dirty. A whole lot is not correct. And she actually noticed. So what she did, she had to set me up. And I'll tell you what she did.
What she did.
So what she now did was she now came to my school one morning. I've left home.
Yeah.
She left home. We left home separately.
Okay.
You understand? Normal. We were hanging out somewhere before. We don't go to assembly. We have to wait for assembly to wrap up before we enter school. So what she now did, that she was in the school. She noticed that I wasn't on the assembly. I know what she did was she took all my time away from me. And what she did was she actually took me to the principal.
Yeah.
I wrote an undertaking. I always attend assemblies. So the next thing she did was to take me to Babaman. Babaman, then we all fear him.
Yeah.
He actually teaches us maths then. So she had to take mathematics lesson and English lesson during break time.
Wow.
So it means that I don't
no
have
time
to
at all.
even attend
any other thing.
So after the normal class, break time, I go for math or English lesson during the break time. And after unfortunately then we used to have extra classes after the main from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I have to attend that too compulsorily.
Yeah. So
after attending that, I will now go to a computer school.
Wow.
I go to a computer school to learn desktop publishing there.
4 to 6.
What
time is that?
The person that is actually taking us the desktop of it happens to be my uncle.
Okay.
So I have to be there.
So you have to be there.
If
you are not there, she knows.
She knows I'm not there.
Yeah.
So after leaving Origo, I resumed at the computer school from 4 o'clock to 7.
Wow.
So when I'm back, on my way back from the computer school, I go to Arabic school from 7 to around 9. After I shy.
I like that try.
Yes, like from 7 we have to go night Arabic class.
Yeah.
From around 7 to after I shy.
Wow.
So I'm coming back home.
Tired.
Either I can eat or I can't eat. I'm sleeping like immediately. So whenever I try, then I saw it as she's just being wicked. She's too harsh on me.
Yeah.
But the honest truth is that I remember when I gained admission into Moshiabia to Polytechnic.
Yeah.
The graphic design that I learned during my secondary school days was what I was using to even survive campus.
Cool.
I study mass communication, and most times when we have advertising assignment, I'm the one handling all their graphic design.
Yeah.
So I was even making a lot of money as a student.
Yeah.
So sometimes, why am I saying this? I'm just trying to reflect on some of my childhood memories. I don't want to tell you only the sweet ones.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
I'm just trying to tell you the ones that I beat
to the other side.
Then it seems to be an harsh one.
Yeah.
And you see, sometimes when I now see some of my friends then, today, I give God the glory.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say that my life is perfect. But the honest truth is that imagine my mom didn't go extra mile to actually detach me. I'll use the word detach.
Yeah.
The word detached me from my then friends. Who knows where I would have been today.
Absolutely.
So, but sometimes, everything falls on the parenting.
Yeah.
Every parent needs to pay very good attention on what happens to their kids because they are their future, they are their tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that exhaustive analysis. Now I think I can now talk about your growing up. So the next time you want to do somehow that's you. Well, no, you are safe with me, right?
Yeah.
So I want to ask you. There's this confusion around who is a youth. We've seen times without numbers, a man of 65 being a youth leader. Who, as a youth leader, what do you think falls into that bracket of a youth?
Now, when you look at it very well, we have different definitions.
Okay.
And, the UN Charter has its own definition.
Okay.
The African Union Charter too has its own definition. Nigeria Constitution too has its own definition, and even age restrictions.
Yeah.
And the truth is, because we are Nigerians and we are in Nigeria, we have to work with what the Constitution stipulated.
Yes.
So what the Constitution recognizes is 35 years old as the maximum
age of a youth, of a Nigerian youth.
Yes, of a Nigerian youth. So
from what age to what? To 35?
18
to 35.
18 to 35. So what the Constitution recognizes is 35.
Okay.
So I'm not going to dwell more into someone who is 50 years old or 60 years old,
still representing the
saying that he or she is a youth.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that person does not have such right.
Yeah.
And the truth is this: when we are discussing these age restrictions too, we also have to be a bit technical. And the reason is this: I've had some conversations with an old man who is very rich.
Okay.
Let me use the word rich.
Yeah.
Rich, not just in cash. He has knowledge.
Wealth of experience.
Yes, and he has a lot of experience. But he tells you that I don't feel old. I feel youth. I feel young.
I still feel young at heart.
I still feel young. Yeah. And sometimes when we are ascribing this, someone that is over 60 saying that he's a youth, we also target towards political political
affiliations,
circle. But what about someone who is not even into politics, or is above 50, close to 60, and tells you that I feel youthful, I feel energetic, I don't feel old. So it depends on people's context. And let me quickly say this. You see, sometimes the reason I'm gonna say this is because I've seen some people who are no longer in youth.
Okay.
But because while they were growing up, they participated in a lot of youthful activities.
Yeah.
Today they are in positions.
Yeah.
They are in highly placed positions.
Yeah.
When they are to prioritize things, you see them prioritizing youth engagement over other engagement.
Yes.
Let me cite an example for you. Like someone who is a doctor.
Yeah.
A doctor becomes a governor. Definitely, naturally, that governor will pay more attention on medical stuff, because that's like his core calling. He knows so much about medical activities.
Yeah.
Imagine an engineer, a building engineer becoming governor. You see a lot of stuff around. What am I trying to say is this: I'm not saying that person will not touch other areas, but you see sort of professionalism in the area that happens to be that person's profession.
Yeah.
So what am I trying to say is that the truth is, we also need those that pass through youth struggles, youth activities to occupy positions, so that while they are there, they will give more attention to the youth, because they have passed through that stage and they have seen it all. They know how to engage the youth. They know those things that when they do it, it goes a long way to have value to the lives of young people. So I'm not saying that those that didn't go through, we all, in one way or the other, have been through youth activity. But it depends on how active we are at some point in our lives. So the point I'm trying to make is that the age restrictions depends on the individual. So if at 60 you feel youthful, so be it. It's how you feel. You understand? Nobody's going to gang you. And don't let us forget, Yoruba says that in Yoruba parliament, it says that so what am I trying to say is that all of us, both the old and the young and the naive, all of us, we all have a duty. We must put our hands together and collaborate if truly we want this country to move
forward. Thank you so much.